Hello and welcome to this December 17th, 2010 video version of Invested Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Bowley, Invested Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by stochastic.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are taking a look at PUDA coal, ticker symbol PUDA. This is about a $239 million basic material company, and this is a company that works in the People's Republic of China. So taking a look at the chart technically, you can see back in April and May we put in a double top right at about the 1075 area. That level held until volume started picking up in early November, and PUDA made a huge move through 1075, ran up to 14.5, came back down, tested the 20-day moving average and 1075 price support before moving up and putting in another high in early December. So from the low in late September around $6.50 all the way up to the high in early December near 17, you can see that this stock ran up about 180% in a little more than 2 months. So quite a mover here on PUDA. Very, very volatile stock. I want to make sure everybody understands this has got an incredible amount of volatility. If you're not an aggressive trader, you probably just want to look the other way. If you are aggressive, you still might want to tone it down in terms of number of shares, because this one really can make a move in a hurry. After getting up to almost 17 in early November, you can see the stock ran into overbought conditions twice. Once with an RSI up near 90, and that was in the second week of November. And then in early December, we were back up again in the upper 70s on an RSI, which is a very high reading on that momentum oscillator. Stochastics also up in the 80s and 90s, reaching into the mid 90s in early December as we reached the high. And then the stock, because it did need a pullback to relieve some of those overbought conditions, we saw a huge pullback just here over the last 2 weeks, moving down from almost $17 a share to that 1075 area, actually putting in a low on Thursday at $10.65 before rising into the close and finishing at 1151. Now we like this candlestick, which is a hammer. We also like the test of support. We like holding the 50-day moving average, and we also like the MACD getting close to the center line. Throw in slightly oversold conditions. We've now got stochastics down at 7. So just a couple of weeks ago we had stochastics very overbought up in the 80s and 90s. Now we're back in single digits. So very oversold in the near term on stochastics. And even the RSI, even though it's at 43 and hasn't hit oversold down at 30, normally in an uptrending stock, any RSI reading in the 40 to 50 range is generally considered oversold within an uptrend. So the combination of RSI at 43, stochastics in the single digits, testing price support, 50-day moving average holding, a hammer printing, which is a reversing candlestick, and the MACD close to the center line, all would suggest that the odds at least have increased that PUDA may have found a near-term bottom, and we could be in for a pushback to the upside. Now to the upside, you're going to have first some price resistance that comes in at about 1250. The prior low was at about 1270, so I think this 1250 to 1270 area is going to be the first key resistance area, and you can see the declining 20-day comes in at 1270 as well. So if we can get up and climb above this 1250 to 1270 range, take out the 20-day moving average, there really isn't going to be too much until you get back up to the gap resistance at about 1460. So those are the levels we'd watch to the upside. To the downside, a close below 1075, and we wouldn't take any chances with the stock, especially if the volume picks up. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at investedcentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.